stereotypical as it sounds, especially during high school, whatever sport you're participating in, it says a lot about your personality. And depending on how good or bad you were at the sport, there are a lot of life lessons that come with it as well. Believe it or not, and this is coming from personal experience, my sport helped shape a lot of my personality today. So today we're going to be talking about what the sport you play in school says about you. First off, we're going to start with basketball because I was a hooper myself. One thing about basketball players that I think we naturally have over all the other sports is we got that swag. Something that my high school coach always told me is how you feel is how you play. And I took that shit into my life. So 9 times out of 10, if you a hooper, you got a little bit of swag to you. And the dope part is, I know every basketball player can relate to this, is there's 2 type of swags for real. You got that put that shit on type vibes where you got yourself some nice jeans, a nice top, and you definitely got some heat on your feet. Back in my day, it was all about the Jordans. I know some of y'all now are able to afford crazy designer shoes. I don't even know how y'all are paying for that, but that's a topic for another video. Or there's a real art to the chill swag. Sweatpants, plain tee, put it all together with some Nike slides. But if you wear black socks with slides, you need to get thrown to jail. But on some real shit, outside of just having some swag about you, I feel like most basketball players are pretty humble. It's kind of like our whole thing, right? Stay down, stay humble, ball is life, grind. I just feel like these are the type of qualities that come with a basketball player. And one thing a hooper is never short of, especially if you got some length on you, pause on that. You're always gonna keep a couple of little fine shits around. In 2025, it seems like it's getting out of hand with all these girls having these crazy, unrealistic expectations about wanting to be with taller men. And while I always promote self-love and security within yourself, I do understand that it gets hard out here for a brother. But them girls, especially back in school, be acting like if you ain't 6'5", then you short. Luckily for me, when I was in school, it wasn't as toxic yet. If you were 6 foot, you were still considered tall. My dumb ass hit my growth spurt in middle school, so I've been the same height ever since. No, some real shit, I was like 6'2" in middle school. It didn't make no sense. But since my hoop dreams died, I'm not too mad about my height now because I feel like anything taller than 6'5" is low-key an inconvenience. I remember how bad my knees used to hurt having growing pains just trying to sit in the car, so I could only imagine a 6'10" nigga living his everyday life. I'm kind of straight off that. But on the topic of hoop dreams dying, I feel like a lot of basketball players are delusional. Hoopers' moms and dad be like 4'2" and they think they gonna go to the NBA. Sorry brother, your genes were cooked before you even conceived. Unless you somehow manifest the power from Space Jam to suck the skill out of niggas, I don't know how you'd ever make it. Whoa, that sounded insane. Niggas who hoop really think they gonna make it to the NBA. And I ain't gonna lie, to a degree I commend that because it was that determination and discipline which helped shape my personality today. But if you asked Berto back in middle school what he was gonna be when he grows up, I for sure said the NBA. And you know what's really funny? I used to tell my mom and dad that shit, and they used to say, yeah, we believe in you, knowing damn well I was not making it. But hey, shout out to mom and pop supporting me even through my delusional dreams. Right after basketball, we gotta talk about football. Now, this might not necessarily go for all the football players, but depending on what position you played in football, some of y'all had aggression problems. Like back when I was in high school, I had this one friend who was like the best player on the football team. And just to give you some perspective, after we graduated high school, he went to go play Division I at Temple University. So when I tell you he was overqualified in his position, I need you to believe what I'm saying. But every time I talk to this nigga before his games, he's always be talking about how excited he is to break a nigga's back. And that one don't even need a pause because this nigga literally was trying to hurt people. Look, I don't play football, but I don't remember hearing any rules where you get extra points for breaking niggas' bones. And something that I hate is when you football niggas try to act like making it to the NFL is the same as making it to the NBA. It's not, my nigga. There's like 12 to 15 players on an NBA team if you're lucky. Meanwhile, each NFL team has like 100 players. Nigga, I could have made it to the NFL with my eyes closed. I just genuinely feel that it takes more skill to be a basketball player than it does football. Argue with your mama. Y'all let me know in the comment section what you think. Another thing about football players, them niggas be bold as fuck. Did y'all mama not tell you about time and place? I'm pretty sure it was the football culture that started the tradition of walking naked in the locker rooms and shit. Like, y'all are really on some other shit, man. But one of y'all more positive qualities is I think football players be having each other's back. Like, if you was ever in a situation where you felt like shit was about to get spicy and y'all was gonna have to throw some hands. I'm not really into jumping culture, but I know how you niggas get down. If for whatever reason at any point it looked like I'm about to lose the fight, I know my football niggas definitely gonna blindside a nigga and break their spine. And for that, I gotta commend you, my nigga. Next, we got the soccer girls. Now, I ain't really gonna talk about the soccer guys because a lot of you niggas are plain as fuck. And I don't even mean that in a disrespectful way, bro, but you don't really picture male soccer players, which is kind of weird when you think about it, because soccer is like one of the most popular sports across the entire world. You know what? I take that back. It's like you soccer niggas kind of just go under the radar until you make it big, and then one day you wake up as Ronaldo or some shit. So shout out to y'all, man. But anyways, on to the soccer hoes. I ain't gonna lie, I feel like there was two type of soccer girls during high school. You got the Carlas that were focused, always going to practice on time, kind of just stayed to themselves. They're low-key a baddie too. But it was like the type of bad where if you pointed it out, everybody would be like, damn, she do look kind of good, but nobody else really noticed it for real, you know? I feel like back in high school, those were like the best girls to wife because they were low-key, kept to themselves, wasn't really getting into no bullshit. But then you got the other soccer girls, the Sabrinas. Yeah, them hoes wasn't nothing. They was definitely the bops of the school. If you guys are frequent viewers here on the channel, you may have heard a couple of Sabrina stories. And I say a couple because I've dated 3 Sabrinas in my life. I'm not gonna cap to you. You know what? On the channel, I might have changed their name to a different name to keep their identity. If I'm gonna just go ahead and leave it at that, you would have to binge the channel to kind of figure it out. But the reason I'm even saying it now because it's so funny, I literally called them the 3 Sabrinas of death. And they left me with a lot of heartbreak and they all played soccer. Other than that, that's all I got to say for soccer, man. Next, we got to talk about my track stars because I ain't gonna lie, I just got to give y'all a round of applause because you niggas are psychopaths. I'm a natural born athlete. I've always been athletic. I could run fast, I could jump high, I got a pretty decent aesthetic, and I feel like when it comes to sports, you're either doing one or the other, both, or a little bit of everything. But I need y'all to understand something. When the track coaches used to come up to me and try to recruit me to run track, when the only singular thing that y'all do is run, you're not catching, you're not jumping, you're just fucking running. Yeah, I'm good off that. Why would I sign up to just run endlessly? Who's really doing that for real? But on some real shit, y'all got my respect because now that I've gotten older, being more disciplined is something that I actually take a lot of pride in. Looking back, I wish I would have participated in those things because just running miles on top of miles, it does something to your brain that I think a lot of young people are missing out on. And that's just discipline and willpower. And y'all motherfuckers definitely got that shit. Which now that I think about it, everybody that I saw on the track team, I've never actually seen them around school. I feel like when I close my eyes and think of track people, they just kind of look like background characters. But hey, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. Locked in, focused, disciplined, doing your own thing, I gotta respect it. Now, we wouldn't really be going over school sports if we didn't talk about the volleyball girls, who are always the baddest girls on campus for some reason. I remember I was talking to this girl named Alexia who just transferred to my school to come play volleyball at my shit. I ain't gonna lie to you, at the time, that was the most attractive girl I had ever spoken to. And I remember one morning while school breakfast was being served in the cafeteria, I was just kicking shit with my boys at the table, cracking jokes. One of my friends, let's just call him Tommy, had pointed out that I had been hanging out with Shorty a lot. Me trying to be cool for whatever reason, and I don't know why I thought this was cool, it was actually dumb as hell. I said like, yeah, I'm fucking with her, but I'm really just weighing my options because I want to see what her friend talking about. Mind you, this is all leading back to the fact that her friend also played on the volleyball team. This snake ass nigga must have took that information back to the both of them, and I was blocked the next day and she never spoke to my ass again. Needless to say, I think you volleyball girls should stick together. There's got to be like a rule to make a volleyball team as a girl that you have to be this level of fine before you even get on the team, because it's crazy. Years have passed and I recently came across that girl's Instagram again and she still look good. Will I shoot my shot again? You may never know. With that being said, man, I think that's where I'm gonna wrap up today's video. Y'all let me know in the comments what sport in school that you played and if I missed any. Obviously I did, and maybe if you guys really enjoyed this, I'll make a part 2. This was more of a lighthearted video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm really in the season of putting out as much content as possible, so I hope you guys can appreciate this one. With that being said, my name's Berto. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Where you at, Berto?